So I'm just so happy today because not only is this a class, a continuing ed class that covers 3 areas that I honestly think could each have their own class, right? And we do them. But we have some guest instructors tonight. Miss Diana, who has been a part of this class in the past, is jumping in. I love our community and our team for this reason. Cindy had something come up and needed to have someone else take over class this evening. Not a problem. Our team jumped in. And not only do we have Miss Diana, but Miss Joan, who both volunteered to be here to be a part of teaching this. And what's great about that for you guys and everyone who's here is that you kind of get a different perspective. So if you've been to this before, it's going to be really different. Even if the slides are the same, everything, it doesn't matter, because we each tell our version of the story, right? Like our journey, we share our I don't know, our truth with it. And so it makes it really different. So I'm excited because while I have been to this class many times and I love, and by the way, guys, you got to catch Miss Cindy when she does it. It is wonderful, right? This is definitely a passion project for her. While I love her class, I'm super excited to get to do this one. I have done that one many times and I learned something new every time, but tonight's going to be exciting. So with that, we're going to go ahead and turn it over. If you have questions, be sure to pop them in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself and ask. We're just, we're casual here, nothing too formal. I will note too that if you're doing this for continuing education, I will mark down your name that you attended tonight's class, so that after you complete the series of 8, which are every Monday at 4:30, and if you miss one, don't worry, it'll repeat again, okay? You'll get your free diffuser, which, trust me, you need more diffusers. Diffusers are life, right? I mean, so, all right, with that, I'm going to turn it on over to our wonderful host this evening. And did I cover everything as far as questions? Yeah, I did, right? We're good. Thank you so much, ladies, for stepping up. We so appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, so let's get started. I just want to, before we get into the presentation, I just wanted to have a little chat with Joan really quick. Would you say, Joan, that enough sleep is as important for your good health as nutrition and exercise?
100% yes.
Yeah, so I was just looking at a few facts, and I don't think anybody gets enough sleep, according to these facts. It's saying that adults require, including the elderly, 7 to 8 hours a day. And then, of course, you're going higher and higher as you get younger, because everybody's still growing from teens to school-aged kids to preschool. And our super top sleepers, obviously the ones that need the most sleep because they're doing the most work, is our newborns, our little babies, because they're really needing to get enough of that sleep to just, that's where our body's like building, right? Is it building and restoring and doing lots of great things in there? So we need it, and we're just not getting it. What has turned, like, do you think that we as a country or as a society used to get better sleep and now we're
I
not?
think so.
What do you think is contributing to that?
What you're looking at right now, screens, lights, and I'll hit mute in case you might hear the screaming peacocks in my neighborhood, because at this time of year they are screaming pretty much all night long. So
wow,
they are a bit of a hindrance. They can be to sleep, especially when it's nice out and you have the windows open and there's one on the roof right over your bedroom window screaming, looking for his girlfriend. It's that time of year.
the wacky wildlife.
Yeah. Don't you think too, there's like this culture of like busy is king? And
yes, absolutely.
I'm too busy
that
to sleep, or like somehow that means success, or that means I don't know what, but you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of cultural pressure around sleep being a waste of time, right? And you
Oh,
actually
sleeping,
do.
I'm dead, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? I hate
Terrible.
hearing that
Don't
because
do
it just makes me think, well, you're going to be dead sooner then if you're not sleeping now. And there you have it. So it's really, it's so critical. And we have driven ourselves to be this sort of interrupt culture, right? We all have screens, right? If you have your phone on and by the bed, and you get up in the middle of the night when you get a text message or an alert or something like that, we have all of those things are just really contributing to poor sleep habits.
Yeah. So with that, we're going to open the presentation with a few questions so you can assess your own level of sleep, and just you're free to share that in the chat if you'd like, or you're also just free to use this information for yourself so that you can see where you're at and what you might need to invest more in. So on a scale from 1 to 10, number one question is, how often are you aware of being stressed? Are you aware of being stressed? I think that a lot of people are not aware of being stressed because they've become desensitized to it. So that's not good, but I think that also the blood pressure and all of that kind of stuff ends up being, showing signs of this, of the fact that we are stressed. And I see that recently in my husband. He's been dealing with some high stress lately. So and it's affecting him. It's affecting his health. So number two, how concerned are you with the quality and quantity of your sleep? So this is good because then you're having some awareness, right? You're taking note, either using your like fitness device, or just like taking note of when the time when you go to sleep, the time when you get up, and having that awareness of it. So if you are concerned, you know, not concerned at all is 1, very concerned obviously is 10, right? So just to make sure everybody's got the scale right. But yeah, so quality and quantity of sleep. So people are probably, concerned about it. It's one of the issues that we in our essential oil group really come in to help you with, and can help you with, very quickly, with essential oils. So we often find people who are looking for sleep solutions and really are able to work with them to figure out what is the cause, what is going on. Right. So, number 3, how easy is it to get out of bed and feel energetic in the morning? If you're feeling like super exhausted and you just feel like you're dragging yourself from bed, you're tired. You're not getting enough sleep, or you might be on like some of us operate on a cycle where we are at like a wrong place for our needs, right? Like for example, when I had to do this retreat where I was on Scotland time, and I was getting up at 1, 2 in the morning, and going all the way through until 10 a.m. my time, or 11 a.m. And it was, I couldn't sleep, nor could I stay awake. Like I was just like really out of sorts. I couldn't handle it. It was just like a couple of days. So I can't even imagine like people who are on a certain shift, a work shift, and going through this. It must be just a nightmare, right? And then it causes us to overeat, and it causes us to like do all these things to try to compensate that are really not good for our bodies as well. So and also aren't giving us any sleep. So they lead to even less sleep. So okay, so now that we've identified these problems, let's learn more. Okay, so if you have not thought about stress and what it's doing to you, think about some of these symptoms. Do you have low energy? How about headaches? Are you feeling like this regularly upset stomach? Like, you just either one imbalance one way or the other, right? Like you can't keep food in, you can't get food, food process to go through, you know, in a decent amount of time, you're just feeling uncomfortable in the whole digestive area. And I felt that for sure when my sleep was off during that retreat time. I just was like, I just like everything stopped. My processing just got super confused because apparently when I was processing were those hours, those wee hours of the night, right? That's when my body was doing all the work. And my body was just like, well, you're getting up, lady. Now what am I supposed to do? Like it was just like, I quit. I ain't doing none of this. Forget you. So, you know, you got to watch out for that. And as well as any kind of aches, pains, tense muscles, maybe even this is what's been happening to my poor husband, chest pain or rapid heartbeat or high blood pressure. So he felt really sick the other day. And I think that he had a big upswing in blood pressure because he's just been going through so much stress that he just like really kind of had like a little attack, you know, of not feeling well. And so now that was just one afternoon. He's okay. Everything was okay. There wasn't any kind of emergency that happened. He just was resting and we were aware of his, you know, situation and he was trying to you know, do his breathing, do his calming and get back, you know, but he just hadn't really been he's just been pushing, you know, pushing, going, and not letting up on himself. And that's when that happens. So you have to be very careful. He also has a family history. So yeah, so insomnia. So then you're exhausted, right? But you're like overtired and now you can't sleep. And that was what was happening to me. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna lay down and try to sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. Like just like couldn't take it. So yeah. Oh yes. And working from home doesn't help. Yeah, I agree. And so any kind of poor immune function, like you're getting anything that comes down the pike, you know, somebody waves a germ in your direction and you're just like, "Ugh," you know, you getting it and you're sick and you feel like oh, well, I just got better last week and now I have something else. Like it's just so frustrating because it just takes you out. But then again, when you're feeling that way, you're not really resting either because you're not feeling well. And that's disturbing you. So, anyway, okay. So then loss of sexual desire or ability and irritability, right? You're grumpy. You're feeling like everything's just like hitting that last nerve. So those are symptoms of stress. Okay. So note this. And why? Why is reducing stress important? Well, for all the reasons we just talked about, but let's just think about that little tiny hypothalamus, that little red dot in the brain. That is our control tower. That is telling it's an emotional situation, right? It gets stressed, which means it feels in like that you're in danger. It's not just like, well, my report is late. No, the situation is that it's like there is a tiger about to jump on you. That's what your brain tells your body to react. And you go through this giant cascade of reactions like a tiger's about to jump on you and kill you. And so, you know, because your report is late or something, because you need to do this meeting in the morning and you're not ready. That's not good for you. This just gets those stress hormones going, that cortisol, which makes you gain weight, all of these things that happen to you that just mess up how you balance yourself and rebalance yourself because it's just giving you adrenaline, right? And poking at those adrenal glands and getting you moving too fast, you know, and just in the wrong time. So it was designed, this hypothalamus and this stress response that your body and brain have together, that was designed to protect you from danger. But in our modern society, the way that we treat it, the way that we are exposing ourselves to this high level of stress is just giving us these devastating effects on our physical and our mental well-being. And we really need to be not just aware of it, but also proactive in trying to set up our life so that we're reducing it, so that we're not creating these situations where that pressure is just closing in on us. right? And that means we do need to just get a hold of some of this procrastination and the other things that we're doing, because we're trying to cope, but we're not doing it right. We're just going like too far in another direction, like either like on like crazy all the time, drinking tons of coffee, or letting people down and letting ourselves down, and being on the other hand, like I can't do it, I just can't handle it, sorry, I quit, I gotta quit, I can't do this, right? So we need to find a balance point and be living healthier and happier, right? Because of stress. So this is very um nice that we have our oils. So look at this amazing selection of oils. What we have here are florals. We have herbals. We have tree oils. We have all of these different, even some spices in here, and some really calming, wonderful oils that are just really going to help. So why do they help us? Because they help our body to use its own resources to save itself. Okay. So all of these different oils, and there's single notes in here, there's rollers, there's, all different kinds. There's blends, which are like the Serenity is our sleep blend, the restful blend, peace, but is an emotional blend. We have Cheer, which is also an emotional blend, Elevation and Balance, which are part of the mood matrix, Calmer, which is a kid's blend, and they have some of each of these components in them. For example, our really, really strong and very beloved vetiver. Vetiver is in peace, it's in serenity, it's in calmer. So it is something that has been found to be very grounding and very supportive of you just getting that calming cascade, that instead of that stress cascade, your body is just releasing that tension, and able to kind of rebalance itself from brain all the way to the ends of your fingers, right, and toes. You're being able to get that feeling again, and just calm down, remind your body that it knows how to do this, it knows how to live as a calm or more balanced, more centered, whole creature, instead of this crazy, at the end of its nerves kind of creature, right? So yeah, these are something that if you have them in your life, use them, right? Let's use them. Vetiver is not going to like knock you out cold, okay? If you use it, it's going to support you, even if you use it during the day. So, we need to get our oils on. We need to get our oils in. We need to get our, most of these, like lavender can go in, ylang ylang can go in, petitgraine's okay, I believe, in, but most of, and Roman chamomile, but most of the other ones are going to be, and copaiba, of course, our copa, that's like our savior, right? They're going to be topical or they're going to be aromatic use. And so we just need to build a routine where we reach for this instead of reaching for something to pep you up, these pepping up properties of, like, I need to get some coffee, I need to get some of that, whatever, some kind of substance that makes you like wake up. That's really not what our body needs, even though we feel that we need that, because our body needs the calming response. Our body can regenerate that way. So that's what we have to work on doing and building in. Yeah, you like, let's see, what is Joan saying? Say it out loud, Joan. Tell us your routine.
My routine, it's all about solving for stress all day, every day. It's what I do. It's what I teach. It's what I do. But yeah, no, I was just saying that right now, right in my pilot, right here, connected to my computer, is citrus bloom, cedarwood, and ylang ylang. And it's like, it's my new favorite, like, evening blend. And it's just, I'm telling you, after work, today's work was a crazy day today. It's going to be a crazy week at work. So I get that going right there. I have my roller balls right here. It is really a lovely wind down blend, I have to say. It's very, very lovely. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. That's like my new go-to end of day, but not, not my overnight blend, but it is my evening after the workday blend. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And then it's springy too. So
It
that's really nice.
is. It's really lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, learn more about each of these. We're happy to teach you more about each of these. Remember that our beautiful neroli is wonderful for anxious thoughts and feelings, as well as it is great for your skin. And it smells just amazing and complex. So it's a wonderful personal scent as well. And it's 10% off. So just remember that about neroli here. And we're going to move on to the next slide. Okay, so why is sleep critical? So many reasons, right? So sleep is important because your brain uses the time of shutdown and sleep to process information and stimuli that you took in, memories that you would like to hold on to throughout the day. It sorts through all this information. It, keeps what's relevant and gets rid of the waste. It's, you know, like moving those memories from short to long term. And it gives your body that break, allowing your systems, like your organs, everything that works, for you, keeping you upright every day, is allowed to relax for a second and just really reset themselves, heal themselves, and be able to function again properly when a period of activity comes back, right? So this inactivity, then activity. And sleep, this whole thing is a cycle, right? Right? Like night and day. We have these cycles and we cannot keep going 24/7. We've got to get, you know, more in tuned to the cycles and to our cycles in our body, and when is good for us to sleep, when is good for us to be awake. Some of us are waking up too late, right? So if we've gone through another, like, kind of a dream cycle, and then that makes us really groggy because we fell back asleep after, like, the prime moment that we should have been up. Then we go falling back asleep and we get back into this weird dream cycle that then the rest of the day we're groggy because we didn't get to finish the whole cycle. Like we're like, oh my gosh, I have to wake up, I'm late, oh my gosh, right? So we need to really learn what those cycles are and really honor them and really just get into where's our sweet spot, where's our good spot to do this, to feel good, right? So we have growth hormones, melatonin, leptin, ghrelin, all these different levels that also have their cycle, their daily and circadian rhythms, you know, coming up and down, right? And then when we are just disturbing our pattern, we cannot get these things into balance so that they can function optimally, right? And that means we're hungry at weird times, we're, tired at weird times, we feel like we're not processing our food at, correctly, and it's just sitting there, and we're feeling uncomfortable. All of those have to do with these hormones that are regulated by your cycles. So, that deep sleep allows your body to rest. Then you recuperate and your cells are rejuvenated, your muscles are relaxed, your breathing is slow and deep, and you're really getting that air into your lungs. And, this is all just healing. It's just another, all of these different things that we're saying are another word for healing, repairing, Okay. So different levels of brain waves happen during sleep. And the deepest of levels of this are when your body is repairing and healing. So we really, really need to allow ourselves enough time to go through the proper, cycle of sleep. And usually people, when you fall asleep, if you stay asleep, you go down into that deep sleep cycle, pretty much a little just shortly after you've fallen asleep. And then you need at least an hour of that, or around an hour of that, depending. And then you're going to move into higher and higher levels and the dreaming and all the different stuff, as it goes through the night and comes closer to the morning. And I have to tell you, of course, I know a little bit about this, but Cindy, she really researched it and got super in depth with it. And this presentation is the one that Cindy and I did early on, before she was able to do a lot of like more getting into the, real meat and potatoes that she really enjoys to do and get into that deep dive. So we're talking about this, and we do have more resources and information about this. It's just not like right here on my head. So, lack of sleep. Look at that body. Look at our dear body, right? We've got quite a complex machine here, right? So we're looking at it. And when we do not have enough sleep, we start to have a bunch of different signs and symptoms. And those are not good, right? Like forgetting, memory issues, not being able to remember something. This is really frustrating when you're in a like where Joan is, where you're studying daily and trying to, pass your tests and write your papers and do all of this stuff. And you can't just will it to happen. You've got to be able to be set up so that you're able to take in and process that information. And a lot of us, are thinking, well, I'll just drink some coffee or this weird energy elixir thing. That's, that's not helping your brain. It may say that on the label, like this will get you through a test, but it's really, it's just pushing so hard that it's just gives you that trouble with your thinking, your concentration. You start to get all clumsy. You could get into a car accident. You could just start spilling stuff, or you could like burn yourself or do something, just make bad judgments, right? We don't want that. And then, of course, the blood pressure, situation. Your body is like pushing that blood, right? And tightening everything up because it's ready to fight. You're in this stress mode. You're ready to fight. You have to have that blood and everything at the ready, and to fight. The blood needs to be out there in your muscles. You need to be ready to go, right? And your organ processing is not doing that's when it's all internal. So it's just a terrible way to mess up your body, to get no sleep. So also has to do with weight gain and risking heart disease, like messing up your veins and everything inside of your body, hardening everything in there, and because it's being pressured so much and it's not loosening, it's not softening. You can get your balance off. Then what are you doing? You might be tripping and hurting yourself, and then just causing yourself even more stress because you're like injured and you're limping around. Oh no. Yeah. And then the low sex drive, a risk for the blood sugar to get all out of whack and to cause you a bunch of problems there. And depending on your age, then there's even more factors that are trying to get you into that bad blood sugar section, which is why we're all doing our intermittent fasting, and we're really loving it because it really supports our blood sugar to be you know happier and not feeling so taxed by all our crazy stuff that we were doing before. And then of course the weakened immunity and the moods, right? So we're irritable, we're not able to read people or read the room as well as we would if we were rested, right? So, yeah, we really need to invest in this, right? This is something that you cannot get with money. You can't delegate this. You can't pay someone to sleep for you, you know? You've got to, right? I mean, if you could and it worked, we would already have been doing it, right? So we've got to get this in balance because it's so key, right?
It's such a,
Someone to
it's so critical. And, and that's a good point that you make, is that it's really, think about working on your sleep as an investment overall in your health, right? It really is an investment in your overall health, right? We talk about that with the oils too. It's an investment in really taking care of yourself. But when you just shortchange yourself on sleep, the damages can really add up. And quietly,
yes.
right? Quietly, you don't maybe necessarily notice it so much, but it will add up.
Well, and you
Oh
don't
my
notice
gosh.
because it becomes your normal.
Yes.
And you don't realize that the thing I always find fascinating, it reminds me of digestion. I know I'm like the digestion person, but it's similar in that that becomes normal, a lack of sleep or poor digestion. But what you just think it's that, like, well, I don't sleep well. What you don't notice is all the other ways it's impacting your life, because that you start to think that that's who you are and what your life needs to be like. And it turns out when you fix that one thing, you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I could, my brain fog is gone. I have more energy. I'm able to study and learn and focus, and I'm able to love and have relationships that are healthy without outbursts of anger and frustration. And it's just wild. It is definitely one of those ripple effect situations. And unfortunately, so many people say, well, I just don't sleep. And I understand that, because everybody's numbers are different, right? But boy, it's important. And the beauty is I know this is probably going to be the next slide. It's one of the areas that is so easily supported by oils. It really is
It really
magically,
is. Yeah.
beautifully supported by oils. Not everything, but this is a
And
solid.
they don't all have to be lavender. We
No,
have so many other
I
things
don't
we
even
can
use
help you
lavender for
with.
sleep. Yeah, I don't use lavender for sleep. I mean, we use Serenity, which we like Serenity, which lavender is in. But yeah, for sure. Oh, we have many that are very good for sleep. And again, you fix this, you right now, if you have a sleep issue, you don't even realize all the other ways, and again, that it's impacting your life. So it's worth the effort for sure.
It's so worth the effort. Yes, for sure. And I know that um I can't remember what our next slide is here. So I just want to hear from Joan what your sleep routine is after I just list this slide. Okay. So what can lead to this sleep issue situation, right? Frequent interruptions in your sleep. So it's not just children and newborns, right? It's not just those babies that are waking you up. It could be your puppy. It could be your cat. And it could be the peacocks on the roof. It could be, I mean, it is. And it could be, but it could be you bringing that dumb phone into your room and you just constantly hear it buzzing. You may not grab it, but you hear it and you're aware of that. You perceive that because it's right there next to you and you can hear it, feel it buzzing. It lights up when, these stupid messages come into your inbox at, 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever, you know it can be, your sleep environment, right? So that means how your bed is, how you set up your bed. If you have like, insufficient curtains or really old, just not supportive pillows, or it's too hot or it's too cold, or you're sleeping right next to the train track or something and you're just hearing all this noise that's like waking you up, or honking, or whatever, the backing up sound that trucks make, beep, 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 all those things, um, or you're drinking like uh too much caffeine during the day, or you're drinking it too late in the afternoon, or you're having a glass of wine, and while it may seem to make you sleepy right before bed, then it wakes you up after you've gone to bed and causes you to have poor quality sleep. So that's those coping things that we use are often just creating a cycle of dysfunction in your sleep cycle. So you really need to identify those and be aware of what exactly you're doing, and is it really even helping, or is it just detrimental? So definitely those are detrimental, caffeine and alcohol, to sleep. So our demands, what's demanding on us, our work schedule, our expectations of ourselves. What are we like? Are we trying to answer every single thing? We're not all firemen, right? So, and we're not all on a shift. So we don't need to wake up immediately and start racing off to do something. We need to choose, what level we are at, right? So that we can let ourselves relax, let ourselves rest. And then, of course, as Joan said, this blue light is in all these screens, and in our we're like watching TV in the bedroom, watching TV to fall asleep. Like, we have all these weird routines that are really not helping. And serious issues like sleep apnea or restless legs, those will wake you up, right? Because you stop breathing with sleep apnea, and you can't stop moving with the restless leg thing. And I've had both of those. I had the sleep apnea when I was pregnant, but yeah, that was a pain. But the restless leg, I battled that for several years before I found oils and learned more about it. And pain, same, that is also a problem for me as well. I get chronic aches and pains, and they wake me up out of sleep. I'm in so much, discomfort that I have to move, and that wakes me up. And of course, those hormone disturbances, to do with your liver health. And that means, like, your liver is trying to, you know, filter out every single thing that goes through your blood. And it works really hard all the time. But we get this disruption in the liver due to just being a certain age of woman, or going through these hormonal ups and downs, if we have imbalances to do with our cycle. And it's very frustrating. Or whatever we're eating, taking, if we're taking pills of any kind, your liver's really getting that 1-2 punch, and it's really not happy about it. So please tell us, Joan, what you've
My
done to kind of set it up
So
more.
I'll say I speak from experience. I spent many, many, many years dealing with insomnia, and I had both kinds of insomnia, both the difficulty falling asleep and the early waking insomnia. Um, and it was a long time for me to get to a point where I sleep well. And it always breaks my heart when people just tell me, oh yeah, well, I just don't sleep well, and then just sort of toss it off like that, and don't really do anything about it. Because you can impact it, and you can make changes. I will say right now, I sleep great. I sleep really, really well. It's extraordinarily rare for me to have a bad night of sleep. Um, and so, yeah, I do some things that may sound maybe a little bit extreme to some people, but take them. This is me. This is what I do. But some of them certainly across the board. Number one for me that I tell people as well: do not have a TV in your bedroom. You really should not have a TV in the bedroom. I don't have a TV in the bedroom. I do have my phone in there at night because I do listen to some music as I'm reading, as I'm going to bed, but it's all the sound on it is off, and it's in a drawer at night, right? So I don't see that light coming on. So for me, I I always make sure that I get up at the same time every morning, which is a big thing for sleep, to get into a regular sleep pattern of getting up at the same time in the morning, including weekends. I know that's sometimes, sort of counter, you want to sleep extra on the weekends, but you should get up at the same time. So for me, since I get up at an extremely early hour, what people would think of as a very early hour, around 4, between 4 or 4:15 is when I get up. And so I am going to bed around 8:30, and I always aim for lights out around between 9:15, 9:30 at the very latest. If I'm lights out much later than that, that's too late for me. But for me, before bed is usually a pretty quiet time. I'll take the time to set up my overnight diffuser. Again, I have no screen other than the phone is in there and plugged in and has some music. I do like to read as I'm going to sleep. So I'm one of those people that I have a Kindle. I don't read with that in bed because, again, it's the light and you may not think about it, but it does really affect your sleep patterns. So I do have I'll read a book. I have a pile of books on my nightstand. I have an overnight diffuser that I set up for sleep. And right now, because of all the allergies here, everything and all the dust, because it's been super windy, the usual New Mexico spring, right? So I have the allergy blend. It's got lavender, lemon, peppermint in there. But then on top of that, I put my sort of the overnight blend that I like to use, and it varies, but there's always vetiver, there's always cedarwood, there's usually a drop of wild orange for good dreams. There's usually some other kind of pine or fir, maybe the black spruce. I've been doing Siberian fir lately, and I really like that. There's usually a little bit of Roman chamomile in there as well. So, and actually, I've been on an ylang-ylang kick. So there's been some ylang-ylang. You know how you cycle through, like, what's your favorite oil at any given time? So those are mine, but I say, you should turn off all TV, that sort of thing. You really should turn off an hour before you intend to go to sleep, because your body and your mind needs that time to disengage from that kind of, mind engagement, eye engagement. So that stuff should be off an hour before you plan to go to sleep. One of the things, that's not, you could add to this too, similar to like the alcohol, is when do you eat, right? Are you one of those people that sits and eats and watches TV and then goes immediately to lie down? I have noticed a definite improvement lately. Some of us are doing this intermittent fasting, right? And so for the way my intermittent fasting schedule is set, I finish eating at 5 o'clock. I usually teach classes in the evening. And so what I found was I teach my Tuesday, my Wednesday, my Thursday night classes. And then I would go and have some dinner at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And then I need to be getting into bed around 8:30. And that's just not healthy, right? So now with this ending eating by 5, I'm still perfectly happy when I teach, and I just don't sit there and have that sort of habitual snacking and then try to lie down and eat, because digestion is a function of the body that it needs energy to do, right? And so if your body is focusing on digesting, you're not going to be able to then let the body relax and go to sleep. So,
Yes.
those are some of mine. A lot of people will do baths, or a warm shower before bed. That's not usually me, but I will do, my facial routine and have that sort of as quiet time and go in and settle down. But I highly recommend putting together some sort of routine that works with your schedule, right? And maybe make some small incremental changes as you're going along, right? You don't have to do it wholesale. I never tell people you have to get up at 4 o'clock when I get up. It's just That's my morning. Morning is my time. I converted myself into a morning person. That took a while too, but yeah, totally a morning person. But find some things that work for you, and start with little things. Start slowly and see if you can't begin to at least incrementally improve your sleep if you're having trouble with it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, it's so important. Yeah, I think those routines are important. And also, like you said, taking care of those specific things ahead of time. That's what I do. I would add to that is like, I know what's going to happen with my areas of my body that are going to, get stiffened up or get into pain. And what I do is, make sure that I'm addressing all of that as a preparation before I go to bed. I'm addressing all of those things that could come up and any kind of digestive thing that might come up. I'm trying to make sure that I'm preparing for all of that in the hours before and just getting my body like, it's okay, you've got this handled. You don't need to stress about this while during sleep time. So for sure. Yeah, definitely. I think that's all of those things are great ideas. And we really do need to make sure that our room is dark when we sleep because
Yes.
that light wakes us up.
The room is
Yeah.
dark, the room is quiet, cool. Usually, is better, much better to sleep in is cool to cold, depending, right? That's usually much better. You can always pile on some blankets, but you'll sleep better with a cool room, cool, dark, and quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. All right. And then let's see what else we're talking about. We got some extra tips. So this is she's saying 30 minutes before bed. But Joan says an hour, and I agree. The more time you can get before with the electronic stuff and the screens to be off, the better results you're going to get. And then the getting up at the same time is great. That's the way to do it, to condition yourself is to do the getting up. And
Well,
so yeah,
and
and
I'll,
maybe change your alcohol and caffeine routine as well.
yeah, definitely. And it is, I know, because for a long time the general advice was to go to bed at the same time every night. And research has changed that. And that's why Cindy has us in here. But the research has changed to show that getting up at the same time is more important than going to bed at the same time.
Right. And then she also really swears by the magnesium. She got these magnesium flakes and she created like a spray that you can use. And that she also puts in, the Epsom salts have magnesium, they're magnesium salt. And so you put that in your bath if you have a bath time routine thing. Or I got a foot bath because I don't do like a bath thing, but I got a foot bath, which is really nice to relax and just take a moment for yourself, and your feet can be relaxed, but you're also getting like the magnesium and some oils and in there, and it's really nice. And I do take the doTERRA bone nutrient complex because it has magnesium in it, and it really does help to get your body to deal with the aches and pains, as well as helping you get that sleep that you need. A lot of us as women are deficient in magnesium, so we really need to look into that and make sure that we're supporting our body with the right kind of foods and making sure that we have enough of those you know that's what is it, a mineral. So we want to make sure to have those balanced in our nutrition and in our supplements, and make sure we're getting foods that are rich in those minerals and elements that we need. So yeah, so take a look at that as well. um and then we have our wonderful sleep solutions. So again, you're going to see serenity, lavender, vetiver, Roman chamomile. Oh, you've been giving your mother-in-law the bone nutrient. Yeah. And that's probably helping her heal too, Romelia. And then of course the adaptive calming blend, you can take that, the capsule as well. And as well as use the oil in your diffuser if you'd like, or applying it. And then the Serenity Restful Complex is also a supplement that you can take. It has lavender, it has L-theanine, it has passion flower. These are all things that are known to get that relaxation response going in a natural and safe form that your body can use. And so, yeah, those, Romelia told us about like all of those sleep type things, even if they're over the counter and not prescribed necessarily, like super strong, they can really mess up your sleep. And you have to be very careful not to be using those on a regular basis, because it just really can hurt you instead of help you. And so then, of course, we have our beautiful cedar wood, which is just so soothing and relaxing, and sandalwood. People use sandalwood in their sleep blends, or just applying it to themselves, maybe to their feet with some vetiver. Wouldn't that be good with vetiver? That would be nice, the sandalwood. Yeah, that seems like that would smell wonderful and be just really just like a nice treat. And then, so this is Cindy's, the 4 bone nutrient complex, 2 copaiba soft gels, and then 2 Serenity soft gels. That's when she just wants to knock out.
That is gonna knock you right out. I'm just gonna say, I can
say goodbye.
It would be lights out for me, right? When I first got the Serenity soft gels, I took 2 the first night and was like out, boom. And now I take 1 because 2 is like almost too much. If I'm feeling a little stressed, I might take 2. But oh my God, I love them. Love them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's
all
so
right. And then we're going to talk about the wellness kit at the end. So yeah, we'll save your results with that for the end. Yes, Carrie.
I want to throw out there on the Serenity, the soft gels, right? I know this is the complex, the oil, right? But my husband is, he's a 6 foot tall, like he's a big guy. He takes 1 Serenity soft gel. And I mean, he literally will tell me, I'm taking my Serenity, like I'll be chatting and da-da. He's like, I'm taking my Serenity now, which is code for you got about 3 minutes before I go to sleep. And then I need like 3, so everyone is different. I just want to throw that out there. Everyone is so different on how it works. I mean, I honestly, thank goodness, since I started LLV, the Lifelong Vitality, I have not had any sleep problems anymore in my life. And that is amazing because I lived my whole life with sleep problems. But if I, like you said, Joan, if I'm feeling stressed or I'm having like, I just know it's coming, you kind of anticipate, I need to take like 3 for me to really get it. He has 1 and he's like, I mean, just Rip Van Winkle, and so I don't know. I just think it's interesting how everyone's a little bit different. And so like when you look at this recipe that Cindy's a tiny gal, if you're thinking size wise, 4 bone nutrient, 2 copaiba and 2 Serenity soft gels. Yeah, that's going to take you down. You're going to rest. But everyone's different. So, you got to kind of roll with it. So try what works, or try a few things and find what works, I guess is
right.
what I'm trying to say.
What I found too, that I did really like, I mean, now I'm loving the Serenity soft gels, but for a while I was taking the adaptive soft gels, or the capsules. They're not soft gels, right? They're little capsules. And I found it was during a period in the summer when I was going through a lot of stress, and I found myself, I would lie down and start to go to sleep. And within about 15 minutes, and I could time it, within about 15 minutes, I'd have an anxiety spike. And, it would pass, but it would be like within 15 minutes of my putting my head down. And I found that with the adaptive capsules, it took care of that. And so I didn't have to, right? And so it was exterior stress, business stress. And so once I sort of moved my way through that, and then I wasn't using it anymore, but it was a great support, really good support. So if anxiety is an issue for you at night, right? If that sort of racing mind anxiety is an issue, I would suggest trying the adaptive capsules.
Great tip. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great tip. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so we're going to go on. We have a few more little tips here. We have our beautiful little sleep diffuser blends, and please feel free to screenshot these if you wish to. I have found that for me, and this is something that I learned from taking Desiree Mangendog's class, the fennel and the lemon over my heart area and just like breathing it in. There, I have like this problem where I get all congested at night. But when I do the fennel and the lemon, I do not get congested at all. So I make sure and I take a minute and I do this little routine with it. And it's supposed to help you with your chi, your stagnation there, of like overly sticky earth type stagnation. And so but gosh, that has like made me, that would wake me up. That stupid like congestion that would wake me up, and then I'm like reaching for a tissue next to the bed because I'm just like all congested at night. So that is wonderful, the fennel and the lemon, and it really, I bet you that it would be a great blend. And of course the juniper berry is the oil of night, so that's gonna, a lot of people look at the juniper berry for you know, helping you with any kind of bad dreams or any kind of like fears that you're like experiencing, if you're like having that over and over again, and you're feeling like fearful of sleep. Also, don't program yourself into fear, okay? If you find that you start getting these bad dreams after you're taking in certain kind of media or book or whatever, quit it. You're doing because you're just doing it to yourself, kid, right? So don't freak yourself out and then be like, I don't know why I'm having bad dreams. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're freaked out. So just try to be good to yourself and program your life in a way that you can manage it, and it's not just like getting worming its way into your brain. And that the business needs to stay during business hours. And I think that's a huge detriment. Yeah. For people with the with that anxiety, getting the anxiety is because they don't keep it in those business hours, and they just keep on carrying it along with them. You need to really separate from that at the end of your day and really just set it down and be able to be you without that, and stop being on call, because you're taking yourself out. So yeah, these are some beautiful blends, and lots of, as you can see, there's lots of interesting things to try. Bergamot is in there, marjoram. I've heard lots of good things about marjoram in terms of like, I like lavender, but when I do take like, I do have like my aches and discomfort and severe chronic pain, the marjoram just really calms everything down, and it is very calming. So it also helps for those sleep calming, so try that, try different things, and also just talk to your wellness advocate. We're happy to help you just solve that mystery and figure out what exactly is going on, because we have a lot of access to different resources that are going to tell us about the different properties and how we can help you figure out what's the best support for you. So just reach out. We're happy to help. And then we have our mood management. So this is the mood matrix is what it's called. And so it's just a 4 oil system these are all blends, and they're going to help you with all these different things. Like, so the elevation and the citrus bliss, these are the uplifting side, and the serenity and the balance are the calming side, or the grounding side. So you can look at this little format here and see that when you're fatigued, you're apathetic and you're upset and you're stressed, these are some different suggestions in this mood matrix of what you can try. So always we obviously love our serenity, and we talk about it a lot relating to sleep, but it also does help and was our go-to before we had adaptive for those anxious times. And so, but balance is amazing just for getting you grounded and giving you that just calm perspective. And then, of course, elevation again is going to help you with that, with stressfulness, but in like a joyful way, to find the joy again and to find your smile again. And then the citrus bliss is just like this really like blissful, happy, you know, just like kind of reminds you to just enjoy life. And these are all beautiful in blends with other oils as well. So just look into those if you're interested. And that's why we have them kind of as like our basics, like our little staples there. And also because they came up with these a long time ago. So here's just a few little more guides as to how to use these, because what you're going to want to do is to address your emotional stressors as well as your physical stressors, right? So you want to make sure like those physical stressors are sleeping somewhere that's really noisy. If you need to get earplugs, get that. Those physical stressors are sleeping on this horrible bed that's like lumpy and hurting your back, every time. Those are stressors that are physical, or and emotional stressors are just taking these problems to bed, taking these things to bed. And instead of like maybe writing them down in a journal, leaving them behind, you're taking them to bed and you're just like grinding through this cycle at night. And that's not restful. Your body is not getting rest, your brain is not getting rest, because you're just emotionally going through all these things. And they can't be resolved while you sleep. I know there's lots of silly books and like secret magical whatevers, but they can't, they can't be resolved while you sleep. It's okay. You don't have to be constantly working and fixing everything every minute of the day. You can just be. You could just be. It's going to be okay. All right. So next, we're going to talk about adaptive. And so adaptive is a recent blend that came out, and it's just become integral, right? People are absolutely just love adaptive, just sit there and rely on it for their day to day. I know I have to make sure that we have plenty of this at our home, because everybody benefits from this. And we love to take the capsules, and some days is a more capsule day and some days it's just a regular capsule day. And then, I mean, I have it in my little diffuser back here all the time. And I love to roll it on and just really like sit there and breathe it in my hand diffuser. It's just really amazing because it's adaptive. It helps you when you need to calm down and relax, and it also helps you to kind of wake up and be present when you need to be present, and not just withdrawn from, because that's what we do. We numb out, we get out of what's happening in the moment, and we're just like way in the future or way in the past. We can't let go of what happened in the past, and we're working on what should be, what's coming up here, and what we are going to make happen in the future. Sometimes we need to just relax in the moment, and adaptive really just brings you into that. So you can use it with the capsules as like just like a regular supplement, or you can use it as an as needed basis. So you can take it during the day as you feel. If you're having like periods of time during the day when you're really just getting like all worked up, you can take your adaptive and really know that you're gonna calm down, it's gonna be okay. And also just use your oils as you need them during the day. But beautifully, the 15 mil works in your diffuser, and you don't have to blend anything. It's ready, it's pre-ready as a blend. And then the adaptive can just go along with you in any situation, and you can just roll it on and just go and feel good. And so here's a little bit more about adaptive. So just some ideas on how to use it, but it has that wild orange, lavender, copaiba, spearmint, magnolia, rosemary, neroli, and sweet gum in it. And sweet gum is, just a wonderful, amazing component that was found to just bring the synergy of this into just like fruition, just bring these all together in this just wonderful way, and just really to have a different effect than what you would imagine, right? So it's both relaxing as well as uplifting. It's whatever you need it to be. And so it's just a great companion in life. And yeah, you definitely want to get yourself used to these things that are helping you, right? You want to get into the routine of going, okay, I'm starting to feel that I'm getting to that place. What can I do? What can I do to back off of that, to back down from that, and to get myself back to normal, back to myself, and not into this like wild coping situation where I'm just like desperate to, well, I'll just quickly have, whatever. I don't know what. Like we all turn to different things, chocolate, wine, crazy TV shows, whatever it is. So we do. Hey. Yeah, so we've got to, we've got to understand that we can manage this. We can, and we have wonderful tools to help you do just that. And then obviously Joan also has wonderful practices that you can do with your breathing and with physically postures and positions to really just help you you know be able to access that center of yourself, that calm, okay part of you that's okay, that's silent, and that's just waiting for you to come back and be with it and join with it and be that again. And so yeah, we have to do that. It's worthwhile. So here's some more little blends for relaxation and fun times. So as you can see, the peace, balance, and better, forgive, balance, and breathe. Breathe is great for also those anxious moments, and also clearing up your breathing, and especially during this season of allergies. Wonderful. So then, as you can see, this beautiful one with citrus bliss, sandalwood, grapefruit, elevation. So there's just a lot of different ways to blend all your oils and just to really have fun with them and to enjoy them. So yeah, just that's why we love our diffusers, because we just like our mixologists, like Joan says. It's like you just want all your options there just in case. No, I'm feeling this right now. You just have fun. And it's such a treat. That's the other thing. It feels like a treat. It's just like it has no calories and it has no vice to it, but it's just like it's such a nice treat. So yeah, that's why we love our diffusers. Okay, so here's the sample wellness box. So the adaptive system is great to get as a bundle because then you save the most. And then later you can just kind of like when you run out of your soft gels, you can just get more. And you're probably still using your oils for a little while. And then copaiba, the soft gels, are really easy to use. And as we showed, you can take them with your Serenity and really just have that extra soothing, that extra like deep inside, your systems are relaxing, and helping you to get that best rest. And there's some wild orange and balance, and whatever the oil of the month this month was lime, so you got that for free. We've had some great oils of the month. And so that's already passed, but this is what will get you that. This is in your monthly cart. So next we're going to talk about the sleep wellness program. Go, Joan.
So can I tell you, I'm so excited about this. I told you, right? I mean, I do sleep well, but I'm super excited for this set. It's on mine right now that I'm going to be processing a little bit later this week or tonight or tomorrow. I don't know, but soon. So, I mean, everything that comes in this, and we've got it all spelled out for you, for each month. It is one of the new wellness kits, right? This just dropped now in April. This is the first month that you can get this. You have to order this on an LRP. So, if you're a new member and you haven't started with LRP yet, this is a great way to get started with LRP. And you get all these amazing things. And the way that the wellness programs work, if you don't know yet, is that it's a 3-month series. And so you sign up the first one, and this is over there on, depending on how you're looking, my left-hand side, right, of my screen, that, the kit number 1, it comes in the bag. You get the bath salts and the gratitude journal. Those are the gifts that are coming with it. You get a full cedar wood, a full serenity. You get those amazing serenity soft gels, and you get the little calmer touch, which I actually have right here. See my little box of rollers here. So all of these are fabulous, and it's a bundle. I mean, the price is great because you get all of these things plus a lovely neoprene bag. And then you get to add, right, bags. If you're not into bags, Carrie will take all of the bags that you don't want, because she is like the maven of bags and she uses all of them. So then you get to add, because just like the lifelong vitality, you get to customize and add products to this. So I will tell you.
Hold on, I have the little slide. Let me slide over.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because that's the way to really save as well. It's just such a great savings. These are what you can customize and add, and so you can see the savings. I will tell you, because I'm looking at mine over here on my other screen, of how I have it set up to process now, or later, today, tomorrow, I don't know. I am adding an additional bottle of the Serenity soft gels, because why not, right? Great price, and I know I'm going to use them. I was already had on my list of things I needed to order this month in terms of oils was bergamot and vetiver. So that's what's lined up as my add-ons. I already needed those oils. I'm going to get them at a discount. I'm going to get all the other fabulous stuff. If you're not into those, and let me tell you, if you do not yet have a La Luz diffuser, get the La Luz diffuser. It is probably my favorite diffuser. Aside from my little pilot that I keep right by the computer and carry around with me, the La Luz is awesome. It is a fantastic, and it's beautiful, but it's also, I will tell you, it's a powerhouse, that La Luz. It puts out a lot, and it goes for a long time. It's fabulous. And then that beautiful silk eye mask, right? I might add that in another month. But this month I was like, I have to get bergamot, I have to get vetiver. So that's plus the extra Serenity soft gels. That's what I added on to mine. So you can customize, and you can choose up to 3 items, right, with this.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. That is seriously in my cart right now. And then each month, so if you want to go back to it, so what will happen is you'll process it, and then it will auto-populate for you in your LRP to have the second month. So if you want to go back a slide, Diana, and we can look at the add-ons are the same. You can change them up each time. You can get different add-ons. Like maybe, who knows, maybe next time I'll get another La Luz, because again, why not? But so then the second month, right, you see what you get there with the body butter, the magnolia. Look, a little mini magnolia. I have mine here. I have my full-size magnolia. I love it. But the little mini 4 mil, so you can just take it with you. Look at that, a little 5 mil of copaiba. Again, who doesn't want to be without copaiba at any time? And now you have a little 5 mil, you can stick it in your purse and take it with you. Serenity touch, that little tiny breathe to a 5 mil breathe, that's going to be handy. Another gratitude journal, because that's, you want to be writing, you want to be journaling, you want to be keeping track of what's going on and what's working for you. And then once that processes, they auto go into the next. Ooh, yeah, your mini magnolia. Yeah, I know. I'm psyched about that one, right, Romelia? Right. And right. Who doesn't need a 5 mil Copaiba? I mean, you can make one, but do you really sit down and do it? You know, look, now here it is. It's right here for you. Yeah. I mean, you could, if you had time, but definitely. And then that third month, the Serenity Mist. Oh my goodness. That looks lovely. You get the full lavender. You get your 5 mil adaptive to take with you. Bergamot
Nobody
mint.
has body butter with that. Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Oh my
Just
gosh.
fabulous. And
What
then,
a
because
treat.
isn't bergamot mint an exclusive oil, right? I don't think that you can actually order that.
Yep.
It
Yep,
came,
that's
it was,
correct.
it was in a BOGO, but that's an exclusive oil. So that's
It
going to
was, yeah, it
be,
was in our convention kit, but yeah, oh
that's
my
right. It
gosh.
was
You
convention
can't
kit.
get that. No, you can't get that.
So that's the only way you're going to get it. And it's a really nice oil. It really is. So I just, you know, I love all the wellness kits, but I'm just really enjoying this one and I'm excited to do it. And if, you know, and if you want it all, you can just process it and then a week later process it again and a week later process it again and get all of the sleep things all at once. Yeah.
That's so nice. And the what is the other little dude? It's bubble, is it bubble bath?
No,
Yeah. Oh, the bath oil. Oh my gosh.
the bath oil,
That
the
looks
Serenity
so
bath oil. Yeah. Yeah, because that was that a hot, that was a Christmas item, wasn't it?
Christmas. It was
That was a
adaptive
Christmas
bath
item.
oil.
Oh, that was an adapt. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So now it's Serenity bath oil. How lovely. Again, exclusive things that you can't get otherwise. So they really, this is put together beautifully just for all sorts of support for you for
And
sleep.
balanced touch. You can't get balanced touch. So
No, you have to make it yourself.
Yeah. That Serenity Mist sold out in like the first couple hours when the holiday products came out. Remember that? I never got one. It was like, phew,
I got a couple of them. Yeah.
and if you add up each of the items, it ends up, this is just like, what is it, like almost like 40% off?
Yeah, it's a
the
super
cost
discount.
of all of these.
Without including really and when you throw in the fact that you have those add-ons, like
and those discounts,
because that discount is above and beyond wholesale. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is I am working it, you know, it takes a little bit of like forethought. That's why you have a wellness advocate, but working and thinking about, okay, if I'm out of this or that, how can I do it within one of these wellness kits to get that greater discount and save money?
Yeah.
Because
that's why I was so excited to see those add-ons, knowing that I needed bergamot and vetiver. So I was like,
always,
oh, done
you're
day,
always
done deal.
want your soft gels, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Annie's like, right, we've been out of soft gels because, you know, we're on the road and we're heading home soon. And I'm like, I'm not getting them shipped here because who knows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like so excited. He's like, so when we get home, the soft gels will be there. Like, yeah, honey, when we get home, the soft gels will be there. He loves those things. He has a lot of products that he loves, but he is all about those soft gels. So
I'm all about them now too. I love them. Love
when
them.
you know you use it every single day.
And like, you know you're going to get a discount and you're going to get exclusive things that you can't get otherwise. To me, the wellness kits are just no-brainers. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
So I know that
plus they have instructions, right? They have the instructions of
you have a little instruction card and
use
tips.
them.
And then we're always here to help you too, because we use these products all the time. And so you can always reach out to your wellness advocate or any one of us for help or tips or ask questions, and we can get on top of that for you.
I'm excited to see if the gratitude, because I know the first gratitude journal has like prompts, like thoughts for you to sort of ponder and think on and kind of take you on a journey. I'm really excited to see, and I think it is, that each month's journal is a continuation of a journey. It is not a replication of a journey. So I think that seems intriguing to me. I haven't gotten obviously it just came out this month, right? So I don't have month 2, month 3. But I'm really excited to see. I think that could be really cool, a really cool thing. And you can't see it in this picture, unfortunately. Oh, Romelia's saying in the chat that
The
she
journal.
the journal. Yeah, because you know what? It's such a powerful way to purge your mind prior to sleep and
It's a
gratitude.
lovely thing, yes, to do it as part of your routine, right? Keep it by your bedside, put it on your bedside table with a little pen, and as you get your evening diffuser going, and maybe you're using some of these products, and then you've got your journal right there, and it's just a nice way to sit down and make that transition into
Yeah.
sleep. Yeah.
And gratitude specifically is so powerful because you not just journaling, but
Right.
when you finish that writing of what you are grateful for and you click off the light and you roll over, you're in a place and in a space of such peace and feeling good. And this is what I'm grateful for right now, and what a great way to release, right? And be able to rest so beautifully. I love that. It's genius. I just love these. Anyway, wow. Keep going. Sorry. I'm just so excited. I want mine.
I think we have kept going. We've kept going really long.
Are we done?
We have. I think that is what we have for you today. But oh my gosh, this
So
was
good.
not available until just now. And this is something that I think people have been wanting and needing, and really just, I mean, what you like, it's all together in a whole like pre-done thing so that you don't have to sit there and worry about it and think about it and try to figure it out and look at the costs and do all this stuff. And you
Yeah.
could just get it and you can just get started and, improve your sleep routine and just feel better. Just
Yeah.
all around feel better. And this also is something that just is part of your stress reducing overall routine too. So, a lot of people are needing this. They're just really, they've been waiting for this and they've been needing this. And this is something that just is really going to make a big difference in their life. And I just, I just love it. I'm excited about it. I love the purple. I'm like,
You too.
me,
Yes.
Love
I'm
purple.
all about that purple.
A purple bag. So cool. Well, you guys nailed this. I loved this style and your perspectives on this topic. And I don't know. I love our classes. I love our team and our community because I'm like pumped up right now to go to bed.
Right?
You should make it, right? Make those routines, make it something you look forward to, right? Like I look forward to, it's like by 8 o'clock, I'm like, oh, it's time. I have to turn everything off. I'm gonna go get ready.
I am with you, Joan, 100%. I used to live, my father, for my whole life has had insomnia issues. And I started to have them in my 30s. And I honestly took it as, well, my dad has it, I have it, it's genetic. I literally never gave it, I never even researched it because I was like, well, my dad has insomnia. I have it because I'm his daughter. And you know what I mean? You just accept it. Well, let me tell you, I get so excited to go to bed. My family thinks I'm such a nerd, but I'm like, is it respectable for me to go to bed at 8:45? Okay, I'll wait till 9. I'll wait till 9:15 and I hit the pillow and I am gone. And it is wonderful. And that has been only since I've been doing doTERRA. That's a gift. It's a glorious. I feel like I have a superpower because I can just sleep now. It feels like that, right? When you can sleep, if you didn't sleep before.
If you struggle with sleep, once you get to a point where you're sleeping well,
Yes,
the world changes. Your world will change.
for sure. So now I am available for hire, like Diana mentioned.
Right?
I will happily sleep for anyone who needs it because I love to sleep. It's so funny. Otherwise, I think that's everything, right? Yeah? Good. All right. You guys,
Thanks for coming out.
because you're on either side, right? This is how I see you on my screen. I don't know where you are. If you're up here, high five. If you're down there, high five. But thank you and have a great night, everyone.